Hey guys, I sure come out to you today, Watcher of Realms. Welcome to the video, guys. Glad to have you all here. Sending some positive vibes your way if you need them, some love out there. Hey, you know what, guys? I just finished moving. You ever do this? Like, I was giving a couch to a friend, and he comes over and he's like, all right, let's move this couch. Let's do it. And this thing ended up taking up like 2 hours of my afternoon. I thought it was going to be easy. We had to take the entire thing apart. It weighed 1 billion pounds. Why do they make couches that heavy, man?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Anyway, that's what I just did. How you guys doing? So today, I want to talk about the 7 most game-changing epic heroes that you can summon, but I want to kind of cheat a little bit on the video, right? Because I want to exclude all the ones that were given for free. So that would be Olog, Greed, Wrath, and Mari. I love all 4 of those heroes, but I've talked extensively about those 4 heroes. I've made dedicated videos to all 4 of those heroes as well here on the channel. So I feel like I wanted to go, you know, just another layer down. Odds are you've probably heard of a few of these heroes at least, unless you're a brand new player. If not, then hey, we're going to talk about 7 awesome game changers. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So you can check out those videos in case you want to hear more about those specific heroes. And the last thing before we jump into it here, guys, is I really want to hear from you guys on heroes that I have snubbed. Listen, I'm familiar with every epic heroes kit at this point in the game, but I do not own, as you can see right in front of me, I do not own every epic hero in the game, nor have I maxed every single one. I'm working on it, right? That's actually the #1 thing I'm doing right now on my account. Even more than progression, I'm just upgrading epics to do guides and share them with you guys. You probably noticed I've done Titus, I've done AI, I've done a bunch of others really recently here on the channel. So I want to hear from you guys. If I snub somebody who's made a massive impact on your account, please let me have it in the comments below, okay? Let me have it. Tell me about him so I can go ahead and invest and make a video letting you know how I felt about it. Hey guys, let's start with Mr. Baron. So Baron's amazing, right? He is just an incredible hero out there. He really can stand toe-to-toe with a lot of legendary defenders in the game. Arguably, he and Olog, I consider the best defenders out of all the epics, right? And really, I consider he and Olog to be top 5 in the game, like including every legendary defender in the game. You could even argue top 3, both of them, right? That's how good they are. Olog, because of his shield, his insane shield, but evil armor on Baron, right? He gets nice little damage on him as well, but he has a shield that can absorb damage up to 70% or 100% when fully skilled up of his HP. It's a great shield, and then he has unyielding, will not die from taking damage for 4 seconds. Now, 4 seconds, especially to new players, might not sound like much. It's a lot. That can buy you tremendous amount of times to cycle other heroes in to recoup some cost, just to put other heroes to support him. But you know, what are we looking for from defenders ultimately in this game? Somebody who can stay alive a long time, and Baron definitely checks that box. Absolutely invest in this dude, man. You will not regret. I have never heard anybody in the comments or seen anybody in the comments saying they regret ever investing in Baron. Recovers 50% HP at the end of Immortal Wrath's duration on A5. So you can get this guy all the way fully awakened. You know, I know it's kind of a dream, right? For some, I don't even have him fully awakened. I've had a lot of summonings here. Then he's even better, right? He's a really tremendous tank. All right, next up, guys, on the list, you're gonna get 8, by the way, because I'm realizing here that I forgot to put Baron on the list. Obviously, we just talked about him. He's on the list. So you're going to get 8. You're going to get a bonus. All right, this might be #1 for me. I don't know what it is. I made a video on Maul 2 already. I freaking love me some Maul, baby. I love Maul, dude. It's 3 things. It's his range, it's his damage, and it's his control. You can find awesome, you know, control champions and debuffers out there. There's quite a few. I think the control and debuffs in this game are the most underrated thing in this game. You know, more on that in a bit. But he has them both. He's got AoE damage. He's a marksman, AoE damage. He's got this great range, you know, Gear Raid 1, he's able to basically be in the back row in a lot of areas, right? He's able to be in the back row or in the tide. You can put him back a little little bit because he has this tremendous range. He has 750% AoE damage and knockback on that Abyssal Surge. 600 range cost, man, that's insane. And then he has defense reduction by 10% as well, man. I mean, he's such a good hero. I use him all the time. I'm starting to stack up my legendaries as well in this game, so I have quite a roster at this point. But Maul is still one of my most used marksmen on my account. That should tell you something. He is a monster. Invest with confidence. He will change your account in so many ways. Guys, let's go to healers, man. I mean, this guy could be number 1 too. Right? It's Vortex. You guys are probably familiar with Vortex. He's probably the first healer that you hear people really talking about. There's a buzz around Vortex, and rightfully so. He's got a wide heal, it says, and a shield. I mean, he's an HP-based healer. He's easy to build, very tanky HP and healing effect, right? And you're gonna be golden. But what it really comes down to on Vortex, he's a very competent, very capable healer and shielder. You can time that shield on his ultimate ability to kind of coincide to when you're gonna be taking the most damage, right? It's perfect. But of course, what makes the most, what makes him the most amazing, excuse me, out of all his attributes isn't the heals, it's his range, man. I mean, the range on this dude is absolutely insane. It's just absolutely bonkers, right? Sometimes you might need 2 or 3 healers to heal the entire battlefield, but when you have, and check out Maul's range while I'm at it, right? By the way, on A5, you can see here, Maul, he costs 17 instead of 22 when you get him fully awakened, which is really cool too. All right, let me pull Maul back, but look at this range. Boom! Look at that! That is insane. Not the best like area in the map to show him, but like this is just nuts. And the reason this is so powerful is because you can basically take up the spot of 2 healers on your team with only 1 hero. Very capable healer. He's a bit one-dimensional if I had to take a knock at this dude, but he'll change your account, man. He'll save you a slot in most battles just by having him on your team. So yeah, absolutely, I freaking love Vortex. Vortex is still, I have quite a few really good legendary healers, but he's still my 2nd most used after Eloin healer in the game. Sometimes I'll use him over Eloin because I just need that range, right? All right, guys, next, let's cover probably the most obvious, and it's Dolores, right? Odds are you've heard of Dolores as well. She only costs 5, and she has this amazing buff. She has attack-based healing. It's not crazy heals, but I feel like a lot of people are like, you know what? She's not a healer, and they just go right on to inspiration. But I want to pause for a moment and just give a little love to the heal in Dolores, because it's not the type of heal that you can sustain tanks over, when they're in the line of fire, when they're taking damage, when they have aggro. But it is the type of heal that can almost be, it's not passive, but it almost feels like during passive moments of the battle, you can top off individuals who need those heals, those continuous heals throughout the battle. So I don't want to totally discount that heal, right? Anyway, inspiration, right? Basically, we're adding her attack to everybody in range's attack. That's why timing her ultimate with your DPS's ultimate and put them in a crowded range, a huddle, if you will, all around Dolores is one of the most, if not the most, end game strategies in mid game and early game. Anybody who has Dolores in this game, she's just gonna make all of your nukers that much more powerful, that much more effective. You can skyrocket their attack and attack scales in terms of the correlation to damage so well in this game. So Dolores is just amazing for that reason. Probably the most used epic hero in the end game is Dolores. All right, guys, next up, let's go to the mages for a second. There's quite a few. You guys know I love Iona. I mentioned Greed. He's not going to be on the list. Iona, I love. The only thing about Iona is the reason she didn't make the list here is because I do feel like you can, I want to say quickly, and this is not a shot at her. Again, she's great, but I feel like there's a lot of great AoE damage that you end up just accumulating over time in this game. And I'm just gonna throw some love here to Navras. I mean, I feel like there's so many, he to me is like one of the more underrated damage dealers out there in the game. And I say that just to say there's a lot of really good heroes that aren't gonna be on this list. It's not a shot at them. Anyway, I digress. Let's talk about AI just made a video on, guys. I think she's the most misunderstood hero in the game. I have no idea what's up with these reviews. It's just absolutely nuts. She's one of the best, if not the best, control heroes in the entire game, and she can deal a ton of damage. What she does is she throws down these crystal bombs. Okay, she throws them in this massive range. She has this big range, and that's all she does. She's not actually hitting anybody, so you don't have to build it with any crit rate, any crit damage, or anything like that. She's just placing bombs. That's all she does. She places these crystal bombs. Now, what these crystal bombs do is they inflict freeze and AoE damage, and they stack. So the more you can enhance these bombs, the more time that goes by, and the more time that goes by, the more damage you do, and you just see everybody. So attack speed and rage regen. And attack, right? Percentage is how you want to build her, and just thank me later if you haven't already invested. She can deal absolutely insane damage, and she can just be an amazing control debuffer for your team. So AI will change your account. Trust me on this one. She's just probably the most underrated, I feel like, hero out there. Hollow looks exactly like AI. She's a healer though. She's technically a healer, but you know, she can also heal, right? She has attack-based healing. I love HP-based healing so much more than attack-based, but that's just me. She can heal all right. You know, it's single target, obviously, but she's not gonna be your main healer on your team. But again, similar to Dolores, maybe even a little bit better than Dolores, even though it's single target, she can heal, you know, in a small area, but she's known for rage regeneration, right? By the way, on her Light of Bliss, her ultimate increased this hero's healing multiplier by 25% for 20 seconds and can heal one more target. So I guess I kind of misspoke a little bit, right? She can actually pull off the two heals at the same time with that ult. But on the passive, it synergizes with her ult, right? When Light of Bliss is activated, recovers 0.6 rage. It can go all the way up to 1.4 rage for allies in the range every 1 second. Basically, she's the best rage regener out there, certainly in terms of epics, arguably one of the best in the game, and that's what she's good for, right? But ultimates and rage, especially the more you progress in this game, the more important it is going to be to pop off a bunch of ults, right? To finish some of these challenging levels. So Hollow, she's there, she's got you. You're gonna be in really good hands, right? So Hollow's very good. I slept on Hollow for far too long. Don't make my mistake. All right, guys, we have Could I Ever snub Pyros. Pyros, if you look at most tier lists, they'll put him in top 3 out of all the epic heroes out there in the game. Generally, just for anybody who cares, the top 3 that you generally see are kind of be like maybe a Wrath, Pyros, Maul. Pyros is incredible because he's an Infernal Lord. Okay, Infernal Lord, very tough to get and very good when you have them, right? Attack speed per attack goes up on the talent, increased faction allies. When he casts the destruction command, all faction allies gain penetration increase for 10 seconds. That's 30% ignore defense and magic resistance. It's one of the more powerful Lord skills out there in Infernal, and what he does is he debuffs some of the most essential debuffs for Guild Boss specifically, and on his destruction command, it's one of the most powerful ultimates out there in the game. He's going to gain focus fire and just deal an insane amount of damage. It's really cool. You'll get him eventually, hopefully. I just got him maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, so I'm new to him, and boy, he has been a very pleasant surprise, specifically again in Guild Boss. Pair him with a hero like Zillitu if you're lucky enough to have her, or other Infernal champions, and you're going to be very happy. All right, the last but not least, I was not going to forget her, guys. Don't you worry, I'm not going to forget Idril, aka Idril. Used to be called Turiel. You'll hear some OGs out there still call her that. She actually had way back, like a year ago in alpha, she had another name. So Idril is her 3rd name. I forget what the first one was. I wasn't playing back then. The cool thing about her is just a lot of damage. She attacks pretty fast, right? But really on the limitless shots, right? You're essentially targeting everybody on the map with this massive damage. It's a really unique ability, the ability to be able to pop off everybody on the entire battlefield. And if you're lucky enough to awaken her, you get more damage, you get more attack. Using limitless shots recovers rage for allies with 5% of their rage caps. That's a really cool A3, recovering rage for allies. That's interesting and awesome. Attack speed goes up on A4, and if you can ever get her to A5, during the effect of limitless shots, her ultimate, every kill extends the duration of the ultimate by 3 seconds. So if you're going against squishier mobs, it's just absolutely bonkers. She can just keep extending and extending and extending the duration like you haven't seen, and her ultimate ends up lasting a long time. So yeah, Idril is absolutely fantastic. She can really save you in some of those binds out there, and there you have it, guys. And when I say binds, I mean you know, an enemy's gonna go into your portal at the last second. Idril is like caps them from the other end of the entire battlefield, right? So guys, that's all I got for you. Pyros, Maul, Baron, AI, Dolores, Vortex, Hollow, and Idril. Who did I snub? Who did I leave off the list? I did shout out quite a few throughout the video, so you guys let me know in the comments below who I need to check out, who I need to invest in next. Much love. Thank you for watching until the end of the video, guys. And as always, take care, guys.